Good afternoon, everybody. Today, what are we doing today? I've left that campground. I really enjoyed it. I mean, I'm already trying to think of the name of it. I think it was Crookston, Minnesota. I think that's how you say it, Minnesota. But anyway, it was in my last video too. Ox Trail Crossing or something like that. I'm terrible with names. But I've left there. The reason I was disappeared for about a week or however long it was, I had absolutely no service there. Yes, I'm rocking the old 4 eyes today. My contacts was irritating me. There's a lot of dust in the air here where I'm at, and the contacts just irritate my eyes, so I put these on. But anywho, I just ate dinner, chef, excuse me, got the hiccups. Yeah, I had no service. The reason I was missing, I had no service, absolutely none there. I found one little spot I could walk to. I hold my phone, I just had to lean just right, get just enough I could get on Facebook or something like that. Now, where am I at? I'm north of Grand Forks. Yes, I had to think of the town, Grand Forks. I'm north of it. On my way on up. I'm at a Flying J. I'll just show you where I'm at. Be a lot easier. Me sitting here trying to remember. Y'all know I can't remember nothing. Sunny, beautiful day today. Yes, there's a shot of my door. How do you like that? If you looky. Right there. I can either go to Fargo or Winnipeg. But no, let me quit horsing around. I'm at a Flying J. Somebody's looking like they're moving them over home. Flying J truck stop. / RV park. Actually, it's just me and that one here right now. This was full this morning. I got here probably about 3 o'clock in the morning, something like that. Yeah, it was full. The wind, I'm trying to stay out of the wind. I was hoping it was going to die down. We got like a little gust of wind. Oh yeah, I was going to tell you, there's a Tractor Supply right across the road from the truck stop if you ever stop here. And there's a Lowe's. I can't show you because if I get on the other side of the camper, the wind's bad. But there's a Lowe's just, you know, within walking distance. So let me shut this door and get back over here. What I'm actually going to talk to you about, let me get organized. It's going to be dark, but someone asked me again about my solar system. I keep it right here by my bed. Yes, I need to clean them wires up. I had to do some rewiring, and I haven't put them away yet. Right here's my charge controller, and of course my batteries are underneath my bed. I'm not going to tear my bed apart to show you that. Everybody's seen the battery. Normally I've got the wires back behind this. I'm running them over and stick them right behind this. Like I said, I did a little work, a little rearranging. So I've got them out right now just to make sure everything's going to work, and if they do, then I'll put all that up. Also right here, this is my bed. You know, I sleep right here. My head's right here. I also keep a CO2 detector. I've got 2 in here. One right here by my head and one at the front of the camper. That makes me feel so much better at night, you know, with it being right here by me. So yeah, you need one of them. I don't know how I got off on that, but I guess because I'm looking at it. I recommend getting at least 2. Put one on each end of the camper. I've got one right here. I mean, it's right by my head, almost head level. Then I got one up front. That one there is a smoke detector and a CO2. I got it up high. A lot of people, here I'm already getting off on a different subject. A lot of people are mistaken on how CO2 detectors work. Is it going to focus? I don't know. But anyway, and yeah, I got my smoke detector right here. Yeah, I've got this thing covered up. What was I saying? Oh yeah, a lot of people think you're supposed to put a CO2 detector up high. A lot of people think you're supposed to put them down low on the floor. I'm just going to end that little debate for you real quick. It's not that I'm a know-it-all, it's just I research everything. CO2, well, first of all, just to make yourself feel better, do like me. I put one up high, I put one down low. But let me give you a little scientific behind it. to prove my point, and you can do your own research and you'll see that I'm right. CO2 is heavier than air, than oxygen. For example, helium is lighter than oxygen. That's the reason you can fill a balloon up with helium and it rises. CO2 is heavier than oxygen, so it's going to settle down low. We'll just use like hot air and cold air. Most people know how that works. Hot air rises, cold air sinks. So think of CO2 as cold air. It's a heavier, denser gas. It's going to start eventually down real low, and if it fills up, you know, naturally it's going to get higher up. But if you just want to have the peace of mind, just get you 2 CO2s, put one up high, put one down low, then you got it covered. But that ain't what I was going to talk to you about. Somehow we got off on that. Show y'all my mess I got right here. I've been traveling. When I say I've been traveling, I mean I moved from the campground to here, so you know, everything's a wreck. What I normally do, them are my 3 main pots and pans I use. The old faithful kettle, a skillet, and that saucepan. I've got more, but 90% of the time that's all I use. So I just put them in my sink along with my water pitcher. You know, I just set everything in there when I'm moving down the road so it don't fall. All this stuff either gets put back there or set on the cushions, and I just drag it out as I need it once I stop. So now we got all that random blabbering covered. Here, let me set you down. It's gonna be all shaky and all that good mess. Y'all know I'm not trying to make no movie here, doing all them fancy cuts and editing, and I'm just not gonna do it. So most of y'all know that by now. Another question I had, and actually it's been a question that's popped up on a lot of YouTube here lately. I've seen it 2 or 3 times. Every time I travel, or let me scoot over here and try to block some of the light. Every time I travel, or I use the word traveling. What I mean is when my camper is moving down the road. I don't mean my trip in general. Just when this camper is moving down the road. That's what I mean when I say travel. I always shut my propane off. Mine's out front. Depending on what kind of RV you have, it may be on the side. Your shut off valves. Older ones like this, normally your tanks are up front. I always shut that gas off. Some people say you don't need to. Some say you do. It just makes me feel better. You do what you feel like you need to do, but I do it because it makes me feel better. I know when I'm driving down the road, I don't have open flames back here. Chance of burning my home down. That's the reason I do it. It don't take 5 minutes. I got 1, 2, 3 pot lights I gotta light. It don't take 5 minutes to do it. 2 of them are done outside, and the other one, and the third one's my oven. It'll take me 5 minutes to do it. And really, in the warm months like now, the only thing I use is my oven. So I light that pilot light. My furnace is my other pilot light, and it don't leak gas. It's got a, I can't think of the fancy name for it, but it automatically shuts off when there's no flame. It shuts the gas off, so I don't have to worry about lighting it. And the third one would be my hot water heater. I always leave it off regardless if I'm moving or not, until I get ready to take a shower or something, then I'll light it up. For one reason, the main reason I do that, because if I light that, that's just burning propane. You know, if I'm sitting here watching TV or out running around, it's constantly burning propane to keep that water warm when I don't need the warm water. So, you know, why have it lit? It's just wasting gas. Okay, we got that covered. We'll go ahead and get him. Let me look out the window here. Oh, he's walking over here. Look like somebody's walking up to me. They're going that mobile home thing over there. I'm trying to speed along through this real quick so it ain't a 20-minute video like I normally do. I always have an intention of it being 7, 8 minutes, 9 minutes, and before you know it, it's 20 and 30. But anyway, I'm trying to speed through it real quick. So my solar, I know I didn't cover it real good, but I will. I'd go outside and show you the panel, but it's really windy and I don't have a cover for my mic, so you wouldn't hardly hear anything anyway. But most of y'all have seen my solar panel. Excuse me. I used to have 2 125 watt panels, which equal 250 watts. This is the same system I've had on my van. I had the same system on my sailboat, which y'all haven't seen my boat, But I use the same system. When I say the same, I don't mean the same brand. This actual panels and wiring and the controller and everything, I've took it from rig to rig. I've had this, I don't know, a couple years. I just, you know, right offhand, I can't think how long. I've had it a couple years. The panels, well, I actually got one panel now, but I'm getting to that. But the panels, the wiring, even the batteries, cheap batteries from Walmart, using the same ones. Which they're starting to act up on me. I'm gonna have to replace them. They're getting where they're not holding a good charge anymore. But I think I covered that the other day. I'm not complaining. I'm not mad. I've used them. Them two batteries I've probably had at least a year and a half, 2 years. Not complaining at all. But anyway, like I said, I had two 125 watt panels, which is 250 watts. I think it was when I was in my van. I don't believe it was this camper, because I didn't use a camper last year. So it must have been when I was in my van. But anyway, I was parked at a campground, and a limb fell from the tree and broke one of my panels. So now I only have one 125 watt panel. I was kind of upset at the time. And I thought, well, you know, I'll save my money, and because at this time they were still kind of expensive. Now you can get panels cheap. These same panels I got, I paid $190 a piece for. I get the same panel at Lowe's for $89. That's how cheap they've gotten. But anyway, yeah, I was kind of upset at the time. I said, well, I'll just have to make do with one panel until, you know, I get the money to replace it and all that. Because I was going to kind of use that as an excuse to upgrade my system. So I was going to save up money, you know, to get everything I needed. So over the course of time, running just one panel, I found out I got by just, you know, just as good with that one panel. I didn't really need it to. So yeah, I'm still using just that one panel. But all right, let me pause this and get something I want to show you real quick. Just give me a minute. Okay, what I want to show you, I had someone ask me, when I go to these seasonal jobs or campgrounds, it's places that I have electrical hookup. They wasn't really asking me about, you know, what I'm fixing to show you, but they just kind of asked me what I do and, you know, how I do things. And so it gave me an idea to tell you, if I go to a campground that has electricity, or you know, I don't hardly ever run my generator, but if I have my generator running, or like this next job I'm going to, they give me free electricity. I shut everything in here that's gas, I shut it off. Which, like I said, it's only three things: my furnace, my stove, and my hot water heater. Because I have free electricity, why burn up all my gas? That makes no sense. That's just an expense that I don't have to be, you know, paying for. So for heat, and again, this is just the 18-foot camper, 18 foot long. It's sold as 20. I think this was sold as 22 foot, but they count the tongue, and the back bumper sticks out about a foot. So they count that as a length. The actual living space is like 18 feet. I don't know if I can get this big old thing in here, but for my heat, now this is when I'm hooked up to electricity. When I have free electric at these jobs, and, you know, like I said, you run my generator or whatever, I'd shut all my gas off, save my gas. And for heat, I use, this is a 1500 watt space heater. You got a low setting, which is the heating part right here, and you got a high setting, which would be, there's a heating part up here, it'd be both of them running. This is something I picked up at Walmart. It's a Honeywell, pretty good name brand product. I've had this about a year. I bought it last year. I can't remember exactly what I gave for it. I want to say it was about $40 or $50, something like that. It wasn't a whole lot. We'll just say $50. It was somewhere in that area. But yeah, I use that because I'm getting free electricity. Why not? And that little heater, believe it or not, will run you out of here. I mean, I can put it on the, it has low, medium, and high. I can put it on the medium setting, and it has a thermostat. You know, you can set it on 70 degrees, 80 degrees. You can set it on what you want. I usually keep on about 65, 62 because I'm hot natured. That's comfortable to me. You know, of course the windows are closed, and I got ways I kind of insulate this in the winter. I think some of y'all have seen it. You know, I put the towels over the windows, heavy bath towels. And I got some foam pieces I stick out here underneath the rock guard. Like I've got the rock guard now. It's down. This is actually all glass right here. From over there, I know it's kind of dark, but from over there all the way across, this is all one big window. In travel mode, I keep this rock guard down. It's so your vehicle don't you know, throw rocks and break your glass out. And I'm not gonna dig them. I was gonna dig them out and show you, but I don't know if I can show you or not. If you'll see, if it shows up, there's like ribs in here. You know, in that rock guard, there's like two ribs for support. What that does, that creates a square triangle right there. I went to Lowe's and bought me some 1-inch foam board and cut it the exact same shape as that little square, so I can raise that rock guard up, put that foam board in there, and put the rock guard back down, and it insulates this window from letting so much cold air, you know, radiate off of it. So that's one way I kind of insulate it, quote unquote. That, and I put, you know, some of y'all seen it back last winter when I was in here. I think you did. I could put heavy, you know, went to the dollar store, I believe it was, or somewhere like that, and bought some heavy, thick bath towels, and I double them up and put them over the windows to stop that cool air from radiating off that window. Of course, I do that to all the windows. So yeah, reason for all that rambling was doing that. I can go out and say I'm working a job or just goofing off or something, and come back, and this little heater will have it so hot in here. I mean, it's unbelievable. Yeah, it does an excellent job. So that covers my heat. For cooking, it's just me. I travel alone. Thinking about changing that. If I run across the right person one day, I wouldn't mind having a travel buddy. But right now, I travel alone, so it's just me when I cook. So yeah, I use this. Now I bought this. This is another Walmart. I'm a Walmart guy. This is just something I picked up at Walmart for I think this was like $12.97 or something. You know how they do it, that odd number. I don't, depending on what area you're in, what state you're in, it could be a little higher, it could be a little cheaper. But for me, I paid $12 and some odd change for it. It's a one burner. It's a hot plate. I mean, you know, everybody's seen a hot plate. It's just a one burner. I could have got one 2 burners. The reason I chose to get this one, again, like I said, it's just me. When I cook, I'm just cooking for me. My generator won't run a 2 burner hot plate. Yeah, you know, I'm still using that same little generator I got at Harbor Freight, which does awesome, does a great job, meets all my needs, but it's only 900 watts. A 2 burner hot plate, the ones I looked at anyway, was 1500 watts. My little generator won't run it. This little guy is 800 watts. Why such an odd number? I don't know. Most of the time your hot plates are like 1,000 watts, 1,500 watts, you know, something like this is an odd number. It's 800 for some reason. But my little generator will run it. I mean, it's maxed out. That's all it wants, but it will operate this. So that's the reason I went ahead and got this 1 burner. But back to what the original point of saying this was, when I'm hooked up to the free electricity or a campground or whatever, mainly when I do these jobs, like the one I'm going to now, I get free electricity. Again, why burn up all my propane? Why create an expense for myself when I can use electricity? So this little $12 investment for this hot plate that I can run off that free electricity will save me 30 or 40 bucks. I use them little 15-pound propane cylinders that you can trade in at Walmart, or that's where I trade them in at. You know, you take them to like, I think Walmart does it. I've seen some Kroger's do it, Tractor Supply. There's a lot of places you can do it, but I found Walmart seems to be the cheapest. But you know, you carry your little empty propane container up there and exchange it for a new one, for a price, of course. I think on average I give between $15 and $18 for an exchange. In the cold winter months, if I run my furnace and my cook stove off my propane, one of them tanks will last me about, depending on how cold it is, it'll last me about anywhere from 5 days to 8 days, give or take. You know, it just depends on how cold it is. Like up here where I'm going, running my furnace off propane, I might get 4 or 5 days out of a tank. So, you know, every 4 or 5 days I'll be having to use $15 more worth of propane. So this $12 this little hot plate cost me, I mean, that saves me a ton of money just right off the bat. I mean, it paid for itself the first time I used it, the first week. So yeah, that's what I use for cooking when I get my free electricity. Now the hot water, it's kind of different. I do that a little different. You gotta, I got to go kind of back to caveman days. I've got it put up right now, so I'm not going to dig it all out. I thought about it. Well, let me look. Hang on, give me just a second. Let me look. See where it's at. Yeah. Nah. I'm not going to dig it all out. I started to, but it's all packed away. Everybody's seen one. This is a 1980 Winnebago travel trailer. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles your new travel trailers have. For example, I've actually changed my onboard water tank. You know, potable water used to be outside underneath the belly. I've actually changed that around. I bought me a tank and put it inside. So technically, I could still fill that up in the wintertime. I choose not to, because I don't want to take a chance of it freezing and busting and just making a huge mess. But saying that, the reason I said all that is when I'm camping in really cold weather, I'm talking about 20 degrees, like last year I was camping in -0 degrees, and I enjoy it. I like doing that. But I can't use my onboard water systems, and I can't use my holding tanks, black and gray holding tanks, because they'll freeze up. This being a 1980 model, you know, travel trailer, my gray and black tanks are outside underneath the belly of the trailer. In the cold elements, they would freeze and bust instantly. Your newer RVs, travel trailers, have they're outside underneath the belly, but they're covered up, they're insulated, and I've noticed some of the new Winnebagos actually have heating pads around them to keep them heated from freezing. I don't have all that, so in the wintertime, cold weather camping, and even this next job I'm going to, I kind of got to go back to the caveman days. So I've got the old weed sprayer bottle deal, you know, Shire. That's what I use. So, you know, I don't use my hot water heater because I don't run no hot water through it. So what I do is, and this is actually the same system I had in my van. I heat up water on the stove or my hot plate. It's a 3-gallon sprayer. So I put about 2 gallons of water in it, and I heat up a gallon of water, boiling water, and pour in there, and it makes it toasty, warm hot water. I mean, I like it. And yeah, I do the old weed sprayer bottle. I know everybody's seen one. You take a weed sprayer, get you one of them hoses with the spray nozzles like goes on your kitchen sink. One of them you can pull out. You attach it to the weed sprayer bottle, pump it up, and it ain't no different than a regular Shire. The only thing is your tank's, you know, sitting there beside you. That's the only difference. And me being a guy not so picky about, you know, trying to be a supermodel, that 3-gallon bottle, I can get 2 decent Shires out of it. And that's not just splashing a little water on me and getting out. That's, you know, a decent Shire. I can get about 2. That's what I use in cold, freezing weather. If I'm camping in really cold weather, it works out great for me. Now, some of you females probably wouldn't enjoy it. You need that, you know, water raining down on you and the steam and all that, you know, which is fine. I understand that, but for me, it works out great. And it's only about a month, you know. You know, I'm up here for about a month, and I go back home. It's usually above freezing back home where I'm from. Well, you get a few cold days, but normally it's above freezing. It'll be like 35 degrees, 40 degrees in the wintertime, so I can go back to my onboard system, you know, I can use it. But yeah, hope some of that made sense to you. I know I'm really bad about rambling and going in circles, but covered the hot plate, covered my heater, somewhat covered my solar panel. Most of y'all have seen my solar. It's the same system I've had forever, so it's nothing new. I've got it mounted on the roof. I think I showed you once before, instead of drilling holes in my roof, I've just run the wires, and it looks kind of tacky, I'll admit. It does look a little tacky, but I just run the cable from the panel to the charger outside and came through my vent where my refrigerator is. Just came right through there. I plan on finding some way of hiding that one day, painting it, and then kind of hiding it, but for right now, it's, yeah, you know, it does look kind of trashy, but it works, you know. I don't care what people think about me, it works. I just didn't want to put a bunch of holes in my roof. You just create a chance to have a leak when you do that, and I just, you know, I didn't want to deal with it, so that was my solution. But yeah, I believe it covers it. solar, shower, heater, stove. Yeah, but that's it. If you have any questions or if you have any tips, feel free to put in the comments so everybody will know it. You know, everybody can read it and learn from you. One thing most people misunderstand, just use me for example. I say, you know, this is how I do this and this is how I do that. It doesn't mean that's how you got to do it. That's just how I do it and what works for me. You got to play around with stuff and try different things and figure out what works for you. Now you can take, for example, like my little shower I use in the wintertime. You can take that and use it as an ideal to get the wheels rolling on figuring out what you can do for you and in your system. I'm not saying you have to do that. That's exactly what you got to do. I'm not saying that at all. So that's a good thing about RVing full time and watching other people, you know, how they do things is it just gets your wheels turning to figure out, you know, what can I do, what can I find that will work for me. So yeah, don't try to copy everything I do, and don't try to copy everything everybody else does. Play around with different things, experiment. You're gonna find that some things they're awesome, you know. Why ain't everybody doing this? And then you're gonna find that some things just, you know, they just fail. They don't work at all. But that's what makes it fun, you know. Experiment, try different stuff, and find out what works for you. So I think I've rambled on here enough. This video ought to be about 45 minutes long by now, knowing me. But yeah, hope everyone's had a great day. Say hello to all my friends and my subscribers, my new subscribers. My old buddy back home. I got a whole list of people. I just say hello to everybody. Hope everyone's having a great day. Hope everything in your life is good and treating you well. If not, just hang in there. After every rainstorm, the sun always comes out. It may rain for days, but the sun will come out again. So just hope everyone's having a good day. Until I see you next time, God bless you.